Okay, so hello. This video is for making Pyrrolite parts and components, kind of like an early blueprint. This is a instructional video, so you know the rules. I don't get to yap. Let's get into it. Some notes. This is not a permanent solution. This is temporary. I'm still working on the base. Stuff you see in this video is not going to reflect what you see, okay? So pay attention, use your brain, to kind of like, do what you gotta do. But I do have references and stuff to make sure I'm not telling you anything too crazy. Second, big thing. This does need excess Shiranite. It needs an extra 30 line of Shiranite that you don't have. So you currently have a free 30 a minute line of Shiranite, but this requires 2. Okay, so you're going to be over by 30. So you need to make sure you keep an eye on your Shiranite. We would talk about the item control port because this is just to get you parts and components made so that you can make gear and turrets and whatever other stuff. So it's not a permanent solution, but be aware that you don't want to run out of Shiranite. Check the overflow video if you want to let this just run and you don't care if your factory runs out of Shiranite. It's in the 1.3 playlist. Requirements. Okay, so requirements for this. Preferably being region level 21, but it's not required. As long as you have a good amount of cuprium ore in your stores, in your depot, you can let that run for a while, and it should hold you until you get to North Ruling Exclusion Zone, where you'll find the cuprium ore deposits, and you can rig those up. And do that as soon as you can. You need all the gas related stuff in the tech tree. So all this stuff that's related to gas you'll see when you get here, but you do not need the 2 towers, and you do not need rift neutralization, all right, to get this set up. You don't need those 3. So I would recommend doing all the other ones except those 3. So again, whoops. It is the 2 towers in combat column and the rift neutralization in the Shiranite industry column. You don't need those 3. I would recommend setting up a thermal bank in Jingu Valley, or wherever you can, but I recommend Jingu Valley, because you may need more power. If your power exceeds 6.6k while setting this up, you don't want it to run out. You can just take it down when you're done. This base can be set up around the time that you start unlocking the AIC stuff, and as you get your tech, once you have all your tech, you can set this up. Okay, Yingling Pass. So, I'm gonna this thing right here that you see is not part of the AIC. This is not part of the blueprint. This is for a quest you'll get post story. So you can kind of take a look at this, and if you remember, you can come back and copy this if you want. But you'll know that quest when you get there. Okay, now as for blueprints, so you can move the pack. This right here, this view is north to south, is south to north. So the bottom of this is south, bottom of the screen is south, top of the screen is north. All right, so you can move the pack just up to the corner. One of the corners off to the side, because we're going to set the blueprint on the left here. It will be on the left, the west side of the AIC area. It's one blueprint. It looks like this. You can see in that top right, that's where the pack goes. Okay, so you'll just place it down with the top. You see the top left where the conduits are against the wall. That's where you'll place it. That conduit is against the wall. You'll place it up there. It lines up with the pack. Okay. Pack port 3 should be facing south, and you make that heavy Shiranite. All right. Pack port 3 should be facing south. That's also why I have this here, so you know what that should be. I forgot to put a item control port right here, but you can place one down and set it to Pyrrolite component. You can set it to Pyrrolite component, and then you can restrict it to 5,000 or something so you don't run out of stuff, or whatever number you want. I really should have set that. I should have put that in. I'm sorry. This right here is a I don't think I have this in there. So this will split between your giving you parts to your depot and making components. If you don't want that, just turn this to on and let it do that, and it'll go straight to the gearing unit to make more gearing units. Or you can turn off the gearing unit to just let the parts go into the depot. Next, there are a couple of conduits, but this for the blueprint, I need to look at the blueprint here because I don't have it in this setup. Every conduit has what it needs attached to it in the pipe control port. So this is the water conduit, right? It needs water. This one needs acid. This needs Shirigen, which you'll see when you get into North Wuling Zone. That needs Shirigen. This needs Energen, which is also a quest it'll have you do, and that needs water. So your conduits, it doesn't matter what goes to where, but you will need stuff. So I kind of went out of order. I'm sorry. Let's talk about pumps. I'm supposed to do my 4 Ps, so let's back up a bit and do pumps. You'll need 2 fluid pumps and 1 acid pump. You can do that back here. That's your water. Your acid's down there. You will also need Energen from the south part of the AIC. You'll have to do a quest for this right here. You'll need that coming in. And you'll also need the Shirigen that's here. I'm not going to open that. I don't want to give you spoilers, but that's the Shirigen. You'll need to bring that in. Okay? All of that connects. Again, it all connects to the conduits that have the pipe control port on them. Alright? So, I'm not going to do this, but you can see where they are. Alright? There's only 5 of them. 5 conduits this time. So, you have to get that set up as well. Now, blueprint placement, I just showed it, but I'm just going to go in order again to show it again. Sorry. Just remember you to have that conduit in the top left. Alright, conduit in the top left. Move the pack into place. And you'll be good. Now, remember, it's not going to look like what you just saw. It's this setup, okay? I have a different setup going. Because I don't need this anymore. And I'm trying to make the base. So, just remember, it's going to look a little different from what you see here on screen. Once you have all that, you're pretty good to go. All right, so just make sure you have this item control port right here. Make sure you have this one and set them to what you need. If you're not sure, I would say set them both to like 2,500 and let them go. All right, this way you don't end up bricking your stuff. Okay. So now that we have that, there are some things we need to do to the other bases. So let's go to Jingyu Valley first. I will probably have to use a picture for this, but in Jingyu Valley, you'll have the thermal bank. You can add your 3rd thermal bank. So actually, let me get those pictures. So I think the 3rd thermal bank can be added like right here. You set that port to whatever battery you need to set it to. Alright, now, I don't have any of this anymore, so I have to come in here and show you. What you need to turn off this cuprium bottle line. So the filling unit, the reactor, this seed picking, and the planter. All 4 of these, and the shredder right here. Just the Yazen shredder. All 5 of these facilities need to be turned off. They are no longer being used, okay? That's your 3rd thermal bank area right here if you need it. Make sure to put your thermal bank down and turn that on. Okay. Next. Marker stone. Okay, now this is for both builds, so it doesn't matter which one you're using. In marker stone, you need to get... I'll use the water treatment because I think most people are using that one. In here, this molding unit, you need to get rid of this molding unit. Okay? Let me actually bring it up on the NCAD. I think the NCAD might be a little better to look at here. What the heck? Why does that look like that? Is it because it's an 11-point font? There we go. Okay, so in the NCAD, I think this might be easier. Okay, yeah. So you need to get rid of this molding unit, get rid of this line, and what you'll do You'll put a depot loader right here. A depot loader, because you're going to run this cuprium into that depot loader. Put a depot loader along the depot bus in. Then what you'll do, I don't think you'll have enough space right here, so you'll put another depot loader right here, and you'll run this over and up, okay? That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about the rest of this stuff. While you're in here, turn on overflow protection, turn on the multi-clog auto fix for this crucible, and this crucible. So the 2 zircon producing crucibles and the hedanite producing crucible. Turn on the overflow protection. If you're using the the purification node build, make sure you turn off this crucible and you turn on this water treatment unit. You need this line of shearnite free, okay? Alright, that's marker stone. Now, up in Wuling City, well, you're going to see some new stuff. I've been working in Wuling City. I got some of it started yesterday. Or a lot of it, actually. Okay, so in Wuling City, in the south area... See, we got some stuff going over there. But in the south area... I need the thing again. In the south area, we're gonna be turning this stuff off. So, oh, I'm sorry to flashbang you. All right, so these two the 2 gearing units, turn them off. These 2 refining units, turn it off. Actually all 3 gearing units. I'm sorry. The hedanite one needs to be turned off as well because you need that heavy shearnite. Unless you need hedanite components, you can let it run, but you need to turn it off until you don't. The packaging unit gets turned off. The top fitting unit gets turned off. You can leave this fitting unit on. Leave this bottom fitting unit on for the cuprium parts. And if you need more cuprium parts, use this item control port down here, okay? Because a lot of the new stuff costs cuprium parts to make. So you might need more extra cuprium parts. Use that item control port to make more. Okay, yes, so that should be it for this area. I shouldn't have put I don't think this is in the build. If it is, I shouldn't have put it there, but your barium is fine. Okay. That's everything. That's the whole setup. That's the whole setup. I think that's it for the video. I don't think I'm going to do any more. I don't think I'm going to yap. I don't think there's anything else to say. If you have trouble, let me know. But, you do not need to do any kind of splitting or rate limiting or whatever with the gas that you're going to bring in and the water. Just source them and connect them to the conduit and bring them in. You don't need to do anything else. Remember your shearnite. Please remember your shearnite. Turn on your overflow protection. Remember this item control port. I forgot to put in the blueprint. Please put that down. Set it to the component. I really should have just put 2 of them here, but whatever. This item control port. This gets you parts. Make sure to regulate this as well. And good luck. I'm still working on the build, and you'll probably hear from me in about a week as I finish it out and get it optimized and looks good and stuff like that. Okay?